Hello everyone, my name is Jateri Jones. I'm excited to say that I get to receive the opportunity to go to Paine College on an athletic scholarship for track. Not only that, I get to receive the opportunity to pursue my major in biology. I would like to thank everyone, specifically my parents, Bobby, Mitzi, and Michelle Taylor, for supporting me along the way, letting me know I could do it. Not only that, I would like to also thank my coaches, Coach Smith and Coach Carswell, for pushing me to keep forward and offering this opportunity. They got me to Paine, so that's a good thing, and I would just like to appreciate this opportunity in general because, I mean, it's not given every day, so for me to have it is just a blessing.
It is such an exciting day here in Falcon Country. We've got Jateri Jones with us, who has signed us full scholarship to Paine College in running track.
Yes, ma'am.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
This is really exciting. I mean, this is a private HBCU. I mean, you're a triple threat with athletics anyway, right?
Yes, ma'am. Basketball, baseball, and track. This was my first year. I ran in middle school, but it wasn't as serious as it is now.
Look at you. Now, here it is. Now, your main sport is what, would you say?
It was basketball.
And now, look, track. Yeah. What were your initial reactions, you know, because I think that it's, as a senior, you're really, as an athlete, you really want to make sure that you're doing everything you need to do, for one, for academics, and then for also for your athletics. What was the process like for you with all of this?
Well, honestly, it was hard to believe, you know, basketball being my main sport. I never expected to receive a full scholarship in track. So that was a major win. I didn't expect that. So for me to get a scholarship in track when I'm actually only thinking about basketball,
right,
it's kind of crazy. I can't lie, it's kind of crazy.
And so, of course, you're dating a track star, a state champion.
Oh, yeah.
What did she say about all of this?
She's happy as well. She's happy for me. I feel like she's happy. She's more happy there than me. So,
wow.
I mean, that's a good thing for her to, you know, be here and support. Mm-hmm. That's not a bad thing. It's actually a blessing.
And for you now, you've been playing sports since you've been little, right?
Yes.
But just now starting in track. And so your parents, we want you to, I know you gave your message to everyone out there, but it's like, man, this has been what you've been working for,
yes, ma'am,
all these years, and now here you are. This is like a dream come true.
Yes, ma'am, it is. And like I said, I'd like to thank my parents, Bobby, Mitzi, and Michelle Taylor, for just being able to support me the whole time, letting me know I could do it. If nobody's been there, it's certainly been them.
Now, who are the athletes in the family? So were your parents athletes? Did you get it from them, or?
I kind of did, but I won't say it mainly came from them. The other athlete in the house is my little brother, Kyle Mitzi. Mm-hmm. He plays just about everything as well, you know, basketball, football. He runs track too, mm-hmm, but he's only a sophomore, so he has his years to come.
So this is a generational thing right here. Yes. So he's fallen in your footsteps a little bit.
Yes, ma'am.
And, you know, there are a lot of athletes out there, Jateri, that are really having those aspirations of going to continue their athletics in the college level, the collegiate level. What kind of words of encouragement do you want to give them? Because it's not just by going to practice every day that makes you a good athlete.
No,
what kind of encouragement would you like to give them?
All I can say is keep a straight head. If anyone tells you that you can do it, mm-hmm, it's certainly true, because I was told the same thing, and I mean, look now. So as long as you're focused, as long as you're focused, and it's really what you want to do, mm-hmm, you can most certainly do it as long as you really want to.
And you want to major in biology.
Yes.
Dude, that's impressive.
Yeah.
That is impressive. And for athletes, to be student athletes, you have to be so focused.
Yes, ma'am. You
have to be able to have a good, strong work ethic. Now, have you always had that, or did you kind of have to grow into it, so to speak?
I always had it, because being a student came first. I didn't really start playing, like, you know, major sports until I got in middle school. Mm-hmm. And once I adapted to, you know, being focused on more than one thing, you know, sports and academics, it just kind of became my thing.
And this is certainly your thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, we want to speak with your middle school coach so he can tell us how you were back then, and you're going to get an opportunity to meet his dad as well, and just to see the influences in your life and let them give you some encouraging words as well, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proud of you.
Thank you.
Jateri Jones.
Hi, I'm Jeff Cannon, President of Citizens Bank of Orange County. When we began looking for a location for our second Dublin banking office, the historic Henry Building looked like the perfect spot, because Dublin and Lawrence County is our focus, and making banking easier and more convenient for our customers is our goal. Citizens Bank of Lawrence County, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
a local full-service community bank offering quality banking services. Citizens Bank of Lawrence County, now open in downtown Dublin.
The City of Dublin's Natural Gas Department is offering a $1,000 rebate on the purchase of a natural gas, stove, furnace, and tank or tankless water heater for new construction homes or if you're remodeling your home. Individual rebates include natural gas tankless, up to $400 rebate and free gas service installation. Natural gas tank, free 40-gallon or $200 rebate on other sizes, free gas service installation. Natural gas furnace, $200 rebate. Natural gas stove, $100 rebate. Natural gas dryer, $100 rebate. Natural gas grill, $100 rebate. Natural gas logs, $100 rebate. Maximum yearly rebate? No maximum. Save now. Save later. Call the City of Dublin Natural Gas at 277-5048.
All right, now we've got the father with us, Mr. Bobby Mitzi. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good.
Now you work here with the Lawrence County Schools, and now here it is, your son is getting ready to go off to college. What are your feelings about all this?
Well, I feel good about it. And I hope you just go and do right, you know.
And how many kids do you have?
I have 3 boys.
All boys. Now, where does Jateri fall in this? Is he the middle child?
He's a middle child.
And so with him growing up, I had asked Jateri, who did he get his, his athleticism from? He doesn't know if he got it from you or not.
Sure, he got it from me. Some of it.
Some of it.
Yeah.
And and I think that as a parent, when you see your children from when they're first born and see how they grow, and especially in athletics, and to see him where he is right now, tell us about what that feels like, and tell us about how he was growing up as a kid and an athlete.
Well, when he was a kid, he used to come outside every day and grab that basketball. And he was 3, 4, 5 years old. And I used to tell him, I used to get out there and play with him sometime and block his shot, and he get mad with me. But I told him, I said, one day you're going to be an athlete, you're going to go to college.
And not only is this a dream come true for him, this is one for you as well.
Yes,
when you really think about that as a parent and how you really have to speak life and encouragement into your kids.
Yes, ma'am.
And so tell us about his personality and what makes him, what areas that you see as far as him to succeed in college, because I think that when you raise up a child in the way that they should go, you're expecting them to do everything they need to do. Tell us about Jateri from the sense of his father.
I want him to go and do what he's supposed to do, and he got to respect the coaches and respect everybody that around him, and I have no doubt that he can't do it. So he's a good child,
And so for him, in what ways have you seen him improve as an athlete?
Well, he get out there and he work hard. He go out to the hospital and walk with me at night and run, so I knew he was going.
And and I often talk about, in order for you to be an athlete, a student athlete, and to really go to the next level collegiately, you've got to do a little bit extra. And so you're saying that Jateri's been doing the extra work that it requires.
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
And and I know his mom's not here. What are her thoughts right now about how she feels about all of this?
Well, she happy. She happy for him, and she feel about like I feel for him. Yeah.
And Augusta's not too far away. You talk about 90 miles or so. I mean, that's not too far away from here.
Well, yeah, we can get to him.
You can
know,
get to
we
him.
can get to him.
This is what I say. I said, look, son, you're far enough away, to where you kind of own your own, to where they can still come to you if they need to.
Yes, ma'am.
But too far away from a drive-by.
That's right.
And he was talking about his younger brother, saying that he's involved in athletics as well. Was his older brother as well?
Yes.
So you just have a group of athletic young men. And so tell us what happened with the oldest one. Did he go off to college or?
The oldest one was gonna go to college, but he backed out. But he was an athlete too, in basketball, and I tried to get him to play football, but he went to play football.
And so where did you go to school? Were you an athlete in school?
I went here. Yeah.
You are a Falcon.
Uh-huh.
And what sports did you play here?
Well, I played basketball.
And now here it is, your son's going on a track scholarship. And so this is really exciting. Any last words you want to say to him? Because I know that you're probably bubbling over with pride for him getting ready to go off to college to further his education. Anything else you want to say?
Well, I just want him to do a good job and good luck, son.
All right. You've heard it here. Father knows best. Bobby Mitzi. We've got Coach Woodrow Carswell here. I mean, man, when we were talking the other day and you told me you've been in education for 47 years, when did you start? When you were 4 and a half?
I started very young.
And you know, when you've been in education for so long and you've been working with athletes through the years, and then when you run across a little Jateri Jones, tell us about how he was as an athlete starting out and the things that you had to work on him to really improve him in his abilities.
The biggest thing I had to work with him was just being confident, believing that he could do it. You know, at some point, you know, he would say that, I don't know, I can't remember that play, but it was just a sense of being confident and sure of himself to accomplish whatever I was trying to teach him.
And what sports was that?
Basketball.
Basketball. And so when you have seen, and you have coached so many young people who have gone on to continue and further their academics as well as athletics. And so what has your experience been like in these young people? What have you been seeing in them at a young age? What kind of qualities do you see in them at a young age to kind of even think that, hey, they have such great potential?
I believe that it's when the light comes on, it clicks, that I can do this.
That I can do this.
And they began to prosper and get better and better, and then want to get better and push me to make them better.
And see, you're in that position at that young age to where you can actually see that those lights coming on. Because you know that if you're going to go to this level, you're going to have to really have some stick-to-itness. You've got to really want to stay with it.
Yes. It's a different thing at the next level. You know, he thought that we worked him hard at this level, but he's going to find that that was actually nothing. But he's going to be okay.
He's going to be okay.
Yes.
And tell us about him as a person that you've encountered, because I think that's a very important and special bond that coaches have with their athletes. And I often say that I still have a great relationship with my college basketball coach from 32 years ago, I dare say. And and I think that relationship is very important.
He's the kind of person that you can talk to. He would not initiate a conversation, but he would enter into a conversation.
Right.
And, and you know, and he was the kind of person that, you know, whatever you asked him, he would give you a educated answer.
Educated.
Yes, he speaks well for himself. He actually speaks well. He's a little shy sometimes, but he actually speaks well. And it was just a matter whereas he just wanted to be better. And I don't know what he was trying to prove it to himself or to whom he was trying to prove it to, but, you know, whatever it is that, you know, if he did something incorrect, when I corrected him, it was corrected. I'd have to go back and say, do it this way again. He just did it. And so it was easy to coach him.
And see, that's when you see that little extra in them. You know, when you have an athlete that is coachable, an athlete that is willing to listen, that's when you know you've got a star on your hands. Because I often see a lot of athletes who have that God-given talent. But if you don't have the right attitude and that on the inside of you, a willingness to change and improve, I mean, that's still a difficult type athlete to deal with, wouldn't you say?
Yes, it is. It's very difficult to deal with an athlete who already knows everything.
Right.
It's very difficult because there it's hard to grow.
Right.
Because they already think they are there, and so it's hard to grow.
And what kind of encouraging words do you want to give to Jateri, because he is going to that next level, and you and I both know that it's going to require a lot of hard work, a lot of sacrificing, because you're going to have to be able to balance things in a way that was quite different from high school. Because I know myself, I remember that struggle of having to transition from high school sports to college sports. I cried like many times. I quit on the inside, at least for the first 2 weeks. And so what kind of encouraging words do you want to give him? Because he's going to have to keep pushing himself, and he's going to have to stay focused.
I would give him the same encouraging words that my grandmother gave me, and that was to make a plan, handle your business, put everything, set your priorities correct, be willing. It's going to be some hard work in the classroom. It's going to be some hard work on the track. but you have to set priorities so that you can handle all these things, so that you don't feel overloaded.
That's perfect. Now, Terry, we know you heard that. Thank you so much, Coach Carswell, for all you do and all you have done for so many athletes. And thank you for seeing those light bulbs when they go on and then on the inside of them and how you push them for excellence.
All right, thank you.
All right, this is Coach Woodrow Carswell.
During these uncertain times, we want you to know that Dublin Nissan is here for you.
Whether we're picking your car up for service or delivering your new car to your home, Dublin Nissan will take care of your transportation needs.
From Dublin Nissan to your driveway, we'll deliver.
Anywhere in the state of Georgia.
And to make things easier for you, Nissan is offering 0% up to 84 months on selected models.
Dublin Nissan, the only dealer you will ever need.
Quality products and installation since 1985. That's 4 Seasons.
All right, it's nice to have Coach Will Smith with us today. Coach Will Smith, man, here you go. You got another one.
Yes, ma'am. How are you doing this morning?
Doing very well. Now, here it is. Now, Jateri Jones is signing a track scholarship for Paine, and we know you had something to do with that. Tell us about this, the relationship of you with this young man and helping him get to this level.
First of all, I would like to say that I had a little bit to do with that. The work came from the young man himself, and I think he's positioned himself as an athlete, student athlete, to be able to sit to the table today and received his offer. And also, I'd like to extend a big thank you to our West Side coach, Coach Carlos Jones, for helping me with this contact to make sure that this happened for this young man.
And look at this here, the relationships and the contacts you have within the district, and you all are really, you have the same goal in mind, is to see these students get to the next level. And tell us about what is it about an athlete that you can see as a coach that will actually get you to this level? What does it take, Coach?
First of all, for me, it takes an upbringing, a solid upbringing, a support system that I think, and more likely, this young man has from his parents. And then, as it relates to his hard work. Jateri is a very hard worker. He's determined and destined to be a great athlete, but not only that, a person and student. And so that he has that it factor. It only took one race.
One race.
And we started getting calls.
Wow.
And that is something that is very unique when you're talking about a student athlete having an opportunity to go to the next level.
And, you know, tell us about that. Give us some of the accolades of things that he did this past year that really pushed him to where he is now.
Well, Jateri actually in high school started off with basketball, and also he played baseball during his high school career. And he took this year, he said, Coach, I want to run track. And I was like surprised, but I've already heard that he was a great athlete and watched him as he participated in other sports, and I knew that he had a great work ethic and he had the frame. And so we put him in the 200 meter. But before we did that, doing conditioning, myself and Coach Carswell watched him run some 150s. And when he came around that curve and he had that strong finish, we looked at each other and said, yes. And so that was the it factor. And so we were chopping at the bits to watch him run the 200. When he ran that 200, and he did not come out the blocks, he was standing up. And he ran a 22.93, which was with raw talent. And that was very fast. And actually, this one meet and that one run actually had him the best time in our region and our division at the time.
Wow. You know, and when you see an athlete like that with that rawness, that raw ability, and you say coming around the curve at full force, and no monkey had jumped on his back at that.
Actually, I think he was just getting started.
Just getting started. I mean, this is very impressive. This is very impressive. And, you know, how often do you see athletes like that with that raw talent and that coachability? Wow. Because that goes with it to be able to proceed to the next level.
Yes, I can tell you this much. East Lawrence has produced some outstanding athletes, male and female. and they are hidden gems, and he's just one of them. So we see this all the time because there's an expectation, and so they know going in, whatever sport it may be, their individual talents, if they put in the work, we'll give them that extra push. They may not like it at times, but the end result, like today, is when they realize that, you know what, I see why my coaches push me to another level.
And you know, that's very important. And I think especially when it's athletes like Jateri, to where the ones that really desire to go to the next level. It's important to have coaches out there who have your back, who are out there networking for you. Because there's a lot of things that the students don't know. And so having you and Coach Jones and Coach Carswell working together for this young man, that's outstanding. And so we appreciate you all for that.
Thank you very much.
And so what encouraging words do you want to give to the other students out there? Because you know from your experience with your Growing Young Men program, which is outstanding. I've had an opportunity to be in those classrooms with you and have spoken to these young men, and I've seen how they've transitioned from beginning until that end. And so what encouraging words do you want to give to those young people out there, those athletes that are aspiring to do this?
First and foremost, you got to make sure that whatever it is that you want to do, you do it. Make sure that you take what has been instilled in you from your parents, anyone, your teachers, community leaders, that village. Take that and you put that in that ball, and you tighten it up by putting in the hard work, and make sure, first and foremost, you don't ever forget about how blessed you are to be in a position. And when you do those things, and you surround yourself with people that are pushing themselves to go forward, I think that is going to give you an opportunity to be successful.
I love that.
Yes.
Love that very much. And what final words would you like to give to Jateri? Because, you know, it's kind of like a mama and a father. You'd having to let him fly away from the coop. You're not going to have your hands on him to be able to reach out and touch him. And so it's like you're now seeing the culminating event of things that Woodrow Carswell, well, first when his mother and father had instilled within him, and him going out there on the courts and in the fields as a young lad, and then seeing Woodrow Carswell pushing him at that level and seeing that light that was inside him, and then you making sure that he had all his I's dotted and T's crossed, and here we are today. What final words do you want to give to Jateri?
Since we're all Falcons and we all have wings, no matter how far he flies away, we still can make sure he soars a little higher. And we're going to always be there to support him. And so he takes everything that Falcon Nation, his parents, his community has instilled in him, and know that he's greater than what he is right now.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Coach Will Smith, for setting a shining example for all of these young men to follow. Thank you. You know, this has been such a great occasion, Jateri, getting the opportunity to talk to you, your dad, and your coaches, and just to hear from their perspective about you. And they are all saying the same thing, that you are quite impressive.
Yes, ma'am. Like I said, major thanks to them, because without them, I wouldn't be who I am, just a little bit. You know, it's not as much when it's coming from parents and supportives.
You're right.
So I'd really love to thank them.
And you know, and when you see other athletes that you have worked with, where you've been on the same court with, you know, and the same track team with, and I know some of them look up to you.
I wouldn't doubt it. You know, I wouldn't doubt it. But all I can say to them as well, keep forward. If it's not happening now, I know it will soon.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't stop as long as you don't stop.
That's right.
So just keep pushing, and you'll be here one day. You know?
I know. And, you know, we're excited because we'll still, you know, Augusta's not too far away now. You cannot forget us. No, you got to be able to come back and let us know how you're doing. And so we can be like, okay, there goes Jateri. He's still doing his thing, you know. And I think that we as a district, we as a community are proud of you, because when an athlete from Dublin, Lawrence County gets the opportunity to go to continue to compete in his or her sport, as well as get that academics done, that's a blessing for all of us.
Yes, ma'am.
And we just thank you for being a blessing to us, Jateri.
Of course. I thank y'all for having me.
And your senior year, you're finishing out with a bang.
Indeed.
Coronavirus didn't stop you, man.
Of course not. I kept running.
You kept running. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Jateri Jones here, a high school senior at East Lawrence High School, getting ready to go off to Paine College in Augusta, Georgia, to be with the Lions. This is for you right here. And we're so proud of him. He's going to major in biology. He's appreciative of everything that everyone has done to help push him towards that level. And we as a district are super proud of you. Congratulations, son.
Thank you.
All right, this is Team Lawrence, ladies and gentlemen, where we're going to continue to grow great students.